Hate that. Okay.
ASMR. Yo, make the bass on that like.
Is that a good angle?
It's the only angle we got.
It's the only angle we got. All right, so we in this thing. What's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever episode of Tiger Talks, the only talk show where your host is wearing a shirt with a tiger on it for every episode. I'm your host, Jonah Cortez. Today, to kick off the entire podcast, we have a very special guest.
What's up?
It's my brother, Jonah Cortez. Say what's up, Jonah.
What's up, Jonah?
All right, so...
Nah, what's up?
So basically, what I'm going to do, Jonah, today... Actually, first, can you just explain why the room looks the way it does for those that are watching the video right now?
So I moved back from LA a couple days ago. About a month ago, and I didn't unpack anything. So now I'm unpacking, but I'm also like building like a robot too at the same time. So it's kind of taking a little bit longer than I thought.
Yeah, so we're in the process right now.
Yeah.
So don't pay attention to the background.
Gotta trust the process though.
That's it, trust the process. So basically how we're going to do Tiger Talks is I'm just going to talk with people. That's about it.
You can like actually hear the birds outside.
I can't hear the birds.
You could.
But is it called...
Yo, Jamie, run it back. We don't have a guy.
There's no Jamie. Jamie doesn't exist. Is it called Bird Talk or is it called Tiger Talks? And is it my podcast or your podcast? Anyway.
I have a podcast too.
Go ahead and plug it now.
Dude, okay, you said that you were going to do like exposition at the beginning. I don't know how long that's going to be.
I was going to plug you at the end, but go ahead and just explain your podcast now.
All right, we have Jonah and Friends coming soon, a podcast, different people, a lot of different people. I don't know.
He doesn't know what he's doing either.
I named it after Barney and Friends. No. I named it after Barney and Friends because I like 90s and like that 90s stuff is like making a comeback. So it's like, oh, if I can't use a dinosaur, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
I have friends. I'm popular.
Okay.
Follow me on Instagram at the Jonah Cortez, TheJonahCortez. Remember the name.
Yeah.
Fort Minor, M. Shinoda,
Styles
of Beyond. Let's go.
If you know that track.
If you hustled in the 2010s at any sport.
If you saw the Karate Kid official trailer 2010, you know.
10% luck, 20%. Yo, B-box. No, we're not.
No, we'll go in.
No, you don't know. We're going to talk.
Okay,
let's talk.
I'm going to put this segment at the end, so it looks like we're just goofing off.
Wait, no, okay, we'll record it now. Let's post it at the end, but let's show them that if you stick around, we're going to beatbox.
We're going to beatbox Remember the Name by, who does that? Fort
Minor.
Fort Minor.
Should we do it now or should we? Let's wait till the end.
Let's wait till the end.
I'm going to write it down.
Give him something to look forward to.
I don't have a pen. I'm not going to write it down.
It's all good. All right. So jumping into this first Tiger Talk. All right. There's one thing.
I love the mic.
Yeah. So basically, okay, each episode, we're going to start with a prompt or a question or a thought, and we're just going to start from there, and we're going to see where we end up. All right. So I
don't see a prompt.
The prompt is this. All right. And we're just going to bounce off of this, and we're going to get into it. All right. Why is it that, first of all, why were there so many movies about dogs and cats in the early 2000s? And why in every single one, without fail, there's a freaking hairball joke where the cats are like, oh, hairball. That ticks me off. What in every single that wasn't funny then. It's not funny now.
I have an idea. Let's start a podcast and let's make fun of like childhood movies that we loved as children.
No,
let's roast them all.
No. I'm thinking back at it now, and I'm like, seriously, if you think about it, every single movie, like Stuart Little, Cats and Dogs, all these like movies that like we liked, they were like good movies, but like they had those like stupid hairball jokes. Like why did anyone think that was funny? I didn't think it was. I think it's dumb.
I don't have COVID, by the way. I have allergies.
It's seasonal allergies.
No, it runs in the family for real.
Yeah.
But okay, to answer to my thought on your prompt, I think that because movies were made with the new CGI animation after Steve Jobs, my homie, with on the poster, after they made Pixar and digital animation, they found out that they could do a lot of like really like funny stuff, making animals like talk in the film industry. And as that happened, what is it, like high concept, high level movie structure came out to where you could literally just crank out movies following the same beat structure, making them family friendly, making them horror, this and that. And for the dog, like the dog movie niche, the dog movie group, I don't know, the family friendly animal PG movies with like potty humor. It's like obviously like cats like talk and their mouths move and like people cough. I have allergies. Cats have allergies. Cats lick themselves and like.
But why,
you have to address a cat being like, because cats be doing that.
But why do we decide that was humorous? Like, why do we say, yo, that's funny,
dude? Like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. The little kid pees. The sentient like middle schooler pees on his brother. And people laugh. Dude, if you peed on me, I would be...
The irony.
I'd be mildly upset. But people, they say it's funny, and it's within the same realm as that same PG humor that you need to do. If you can't make jokes about sex, or you can't say the F word, Hollywood does not know how to be funny.
Well, but see, even then, like jokes about sex and like drugs and alcohol, they just assume that kind of edgy humor, like all these like.
Unless you're Todd Phillips, we love you, Todd Phillips.
Respect to the man, but no, seriously, like the currency of like, oh, sex joke, it's funny because it's sex, or like shows like The Big Bang Theory, like Chuck Lorre shows that like their entire premise is like, oh, it's nerds joking about sex, like, or movies talking about like, oh, this is funny because it's like, it's extreme, like.
You can be extreme and funny though.
You can be, but you can't. It's not just funny because it's extreme.
Yeah, and because it's like the kid.
Sorry, his phone's going off because we have siblings in the other rooms, and we told him not to disturb, but to text him if they need us.
Now I got friends. Don't do me like that.
It's not our little siblings.
No.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and tell your story.
All right. So wait, do it again. Wait, you can leave that out because this is like. Us learning the process as we record.
You're learning and growing with us.
Day one team. As G-Eazy said, young Gerald from Good Life featuring Kalani, I put my team in position, now I'm making a killing, stacking blue faces straight to the ceiling.
Anyway, what's your story?
Yeah, so I knew a dude at a skate park, and he was talking about how like him and his buddies would be like just chilling out like in the woods, finding like some like spots and just hanging out. But there was a dude who was like in a senior at the time, they were like freshmen or whatever, but some senior dude found out their chill spots that they like kept like chill and like away from like the older dudes, came up with like a bunch of coke, and then was like, oh, funny seeing y'all here at their spot, did a bunch of coke, then dipped. And I guess to be like cool, but the dude was telling me this and he was like, yeah, we thought he was a joke. And I'm like, that's obviously like stupid, and that's like cool. Like, people think that things are funny that aren't funny. That dude's probably like, oh, I'm the coolest. I just showed those kids, and they're like, bro, like...
But it's like what makes them think it's funny? Or, like, what makes us think these movies are funny is because we're told that they're funny. We're told that this is humor. I mean... No, think about it, though. It's like, oh,
but like
this
nature
is funny.
versus nurture, that's like a basic, like, psychological... We don't know if we learn things or if we are. And as people, we don't know that about ourselves. We don't even know why we do things that we do. It's like, oh, you should do it this way. It's faster. And we're like, no, I'm too hard-headed. Well, it makes no sense. People do what they want to do. We know that.
Yeah. It's like that, though, in movies, in jokes, in society. There's all these things that it's like, oh, society like says this or society says that. But it's like,
when in reality, all I have are negative.
No, but think about it. Like, okay, I mean, for instance, like some things are like, oh, nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's literally nature versus nurture because, like, going back to the statement of like, okay, people think these movies are funny just because they're extreme. I think they're not funny, but because they're not funny, not because they're not because extreme or tame equals funny or not funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But culture is one just to say so much to like.
But at the same time, culture is made up of people. Culture is made up of people, and people are made up of cultures. which came first, the chicken or the egg, which influences which. We all have control. We're not like robots, like just roving around. We're not like sentient AI that can only walk like back and forth, and if you like sneak up in the video game at a certain angle, they can't see you because the rules work like that. No, we're a bunch of like brains on the rock doing stuff, and I'm not saying that to be like weird, but like everyone has different opinions, different thoughts, dreams, aspirations. You can't, it's not, no one theory perfectly, I don't know, maybe there is, perfectly encompasses that enough for everyone to be happy. Someone's always going to be unhappy because out of what is that thing that Joe Rogan says? 1 out of 100 people is a freaking idiot.
Yeah, and that's crazy too, because like it is very real.
I think he said something along
something similar to that. Yeah. No, but it's funny because like to a degree there are culturally there are so many different things that people believe in, so many ways that people can look at it. But at the same time too, it's like how much of it is regardless of culture. Like, 'cause not everything's different across cultures. Like, granted, like, so whether you're like in the tribes of like, you know, South America or China or America or Europe or like wherever, at whatever time period, certain principles of like, you know, you're gonna like love your parents. If I were to like kill your parents, that's not okay. But like, that's not a cultural thing. Like, we all have certain things that are inherent. And so it's funny because I think in culture, like there's a lot of times when like we'll be all into like, oh, everything's cultural, everything depends, everything's relative, or like everything is the same because we're all people. Oh, we're only so different. But actually, like both those things do come into play. But people, I think it's a lot easier to just put it on, oh, everything is so different for everyone, so you can't ever establish a standard. But then like it's just dangerous waters. So it's like it's interesting to see what kind of things are like inherent to people as people, not as people of this region or that region.
And that's been a thing that has been like a thing in the scientific community forever, is people want to know legitimately nature versus nurture. But that being said, Paul Ekman, who is a behavior, if you've seen the show Lie to Me, the dude who's like, you look to the left and like you're a liar, and then he like pops a bunch of pills and is like a meanie face to people. And like that show is based off the work of Paul Ekman, who is a behavioral scientist like all throughout the 70s. His theory of like behavior and like human emotion, human constructs of like societal norms is kind of the foundation of all of the current studies that address kind of what you're talking about what makes people, what is normal, what is not normal, what is cultural, what is not. And a lot of it really comes down to just people and almost mentality and the psychology of humans themselves and like the core emotions. That is the one thing that across people, it's like everyone smiles, everyone frowns, and beyond that, it's, I don't know, it kind of gets blurry because you have so many people doing so many different things.
And that's why
it's difficult of a question, but I don't know if there is an answer.
Right, and that's why it's such an interesting dichotomy because...
Dichotomy.
I know. I looked up that word a couple weeks ago. But
you didn't know the word dichotomy?
No, I mean, I knew it. Like, I've been reading like since I was really young, so of course I came across the word. But
I read it, but then I had to look it up just to make sure.
I came across it again because I was like, I wanted to make sure I was using it in the correct connotation. Anyway, interesting dichotomy is.
It said, like, say the word dichotomy on Tiger Talks.
And that's gonna give me points.
You sent that text to yourself.
I'm gonna scroll the definition
just to make sure that you had it remembered.
Dichotomy. I'm going to put the Webster's definition up there.
He said, oh, I got to say dichotomy. So there's a dichotomy of a heads and tails of a coin, and also a dichotomy between the structure of the id and the superego.
That's Freud. Psychoanalysis. Anyway, we've had a lot of conversations about like, cuz you were just living in LA.
Oh yeah.
I've been here in Virginia. But before I was here back again, I went to school in Georgia at Emmanuel College, which is a Christian school. So of course there are we've talked about even the differences between
wait, real quick, since you're wearing the tiger shirt, do the roar. The Emmanuel College don't y'all have like a thing like EC? Like,
that's lions, this is tigers. And if you guys watching or listening from Emmanuel College, I'm sorry, he's disrespecting the brand.
Do you know
this is Tiger Talks? The school is the Emmanuel Lions. That's the difference.
Did you know that
respect it?
Did you know that tigers only have 30 teeth, which is I think around 12 less than dogs? But tigers
are more dangerous. Isn't that crazy? Which are you more afraid of, a dog or a tiger?
But there are a lot of dogs.
No, that's
a hyena.
Okay,
dog?
no. Think about it. Objectively,
Is a hyena a dog or a cat?
a hyena's a hyena.
Nope. But like family, it's like you have like dog family. Wait, are hyenas dogs or cats? I'm gonna ask Siri. Wait, they're
Hyenas are hyenas, bro.
Wolfram Alpha API.
Was that school? Is that the school you went to? It
No,
sounds like a tech school.
it's the school of how Siri knows all of her stuff. You know, if you did any coding or anything, you would know at least any of the buzzwords I'm talking. Dude, okay, there was a dude in LA. Oh wait, he's not gonna listen to it. All right, there was a dude in LA.
Just don't use names.
There was a dude named Ethan in LA that literally got mad at me for using buzzwords when I was like actually talking about what the buzzwords meant. Do you want me to sound extra smart by breaking down the buzzwords in context, or do you want me to like not use the buzzwords but also not actually like, what do you want, people? Do you want me to like use buzzwords or not? And I was talking to him about tech stuff, using stuff that he knew, and he was like, dude, you use too many buzzwords. I'm like, bro, we're talking about the same things to someone who knows what I'm saying, dude.
It's
and
like
you're still mad about it.
It's like, oh, you sound pretentious for using big words, but then
dude,
when you
tech man.
But then when you break it down, it's like, oh, why are you like mansplaining, or why are you like acting like I'm stupid?
You can't make the tech bros happy. That's the same dude who came up to me and he'd be like, oh wait, no, I can't. I can only say things in a positive light. No, I can say. He would come up to me. This is the same dude that'd come up to me and he'd be like, are you racist? I'd be like, what? No, dude, we're both like Asian. Then he'd be like, oh, did you vote for Trump? I'm like, bro, I don't even know your last name, dude. And you're like making ramen, and you're going to go back into your whole... I'm going to be nice. But
yeah,
it's like, why are people the way they are? I don't know, bro. Move to LA and you'll not understand a lot about people, because there's a lot of people. Post Malone said, population 4 million, how I see the same women. Or he said something like that.
What does that mean to you?
It means that in LA, there's so many people, but you only see the same people because they're on the same BS, bro. And they just always be popping back up. But the good people are quiet, and you have to find them. The people who are everywhere are there, but those aren't the people you want to be around.
Yeah,
maybe that's a life principle. Well, I don't know.
But see, that's what I was even saying.
Heathers, bro. That movie messed me up.
No, but here's the thing. That's what I was saying about being in LA versus being like literally at a Christian school in the Bible Belt. Like, there's some differences, yeah, like systemically that each culture would like you to believe is being attempted to be implemented. But at the end of the day, you can't change people because of a system, whether it be in LA or a school, Christian school, or like whatever.
Yeah.
Two very different worlds, but at the same time too, people are people, and people are also coming from different places to LA. People are coming from very different places to Emmanuel College, and so like there is still even that relative aspect
of the dichotomy,
having so many people in the same place, whether it be like millions of people in one city, or like it was 1,000 people at school, but still, that's a lot.
Party time.
But it's still a lot of people from different countries and different cultures and stuff. But even with that, both cultures, you realize people are so much more similar. On the one hand, you can go back and forth between thinking, oh, the world's so big, there are so many different kinds of people. Yes, that's true. But at the same time, too, you can turn around and be like, wow, well, everyone's really only so different at the end of the day. The world's
Paul
only
Ekman,
so
bro.
big.
Dude, read Paul Ekman, because like I don't mean to like keep quoting the guy, but literally everything you're saying is like put into scientific research, like empirical evidence, like tribes put against like literal like prostitutes put against like family men, and that's against like everything, against like ethics to behaviors to societal things like drinking or like weed or even like drug usage. It goes into things like even like statistics of like why people cheat, why they feel the way they are, why depression rates, suicide rates are so high. And it's interesting research, but it kind of goes into, yes, everyone is different and people have different needs and thoughts and stuff, but a lot of that is kind of stuff that's already been covered and it's out there. Like the answers are out there from one like scientist point of view and others who have done like work and like cited and this and that. But there are answers. I just don't. There are a lot of them. I don't think a lot of people say.
I think in the general sense of it, I don't think answers necessarily as much results. I think with a topic,
those are two very, very different things.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's very hard to answer questions of like, oh, how much people are similar, how much people are different. But it's very easy to see results. In tendencies, whether it be similar tendencies resulting in similar results or contrasting tendencies resulting in very contrasting different results.
I mean, that's why you have I got on my Netflix because I remembered that I had it. And I got on and I started watching that show Criminal Minds. I don't know if anyone's seen it out in the... live audience.
You act like Criminal Minds is like, have any of you guys heard of Criminal Minds?
Dude,
I think it's a
TikTok
crime
dude,
show.
The weird dude, TikTok is in love with the weird dude. And so that's the only reason why I know the show is because like all these chicks are like, yo, Reed. I'm like, who? And then they're like, oh, Reed from Criminal Minds. I'm like, what? But then it popped up. And then I was like, you know what? I'll let it autoplay after like Bob Ross or whatever. And then it came on. I'm like, yo, this is kind of trippy and like really violent. But like people will be watching it. So it's like, it's cool, I guess. But then I was watching it and it was very interesting because like the whole like team are like FBI profile people and they're like profiling people, which I think is like bad now apparently. I don't know, but they're always going after like really like messed up stuff. And like their whole thing is like, we don't know who did any of this stuff, but what we do know is because they did it this way, because they left this, because they didn't leave this, because I don't know, they figure out what type of person it is. But at the same time, that's like finding a needle in a haystack full of hay bales on a planet made of hay.
Yeah,
but it is a TV show, but real people do that stuff like based off like actual like science. Like not all of it is cap, just some of the like stuff to scoot the plot along and make it like more accessible and easy to listen to, like fun. Like gotta catch the killer. So we're gonna like reason with you and not shoot you. Like they shoot people. So you never hear about it. That's why you don't hear about any of that stuff. Sorry, trigger warning. We're talking about death.
Since we've kind of come back around to TV and really the impact that it has, because it's not just like TV. It's not just entertainment. It's
YouTube,
not just
Twitch.
It's not just a casual thing anymore. You know, TVs, movies, music. It's not just like a thing that is a part of our lives. It's kind of become like the thing that is our life. Like,
media.
You know, what do you go to school or work or even like church or really anywhere and like talk about? Oh, did you see the Avengers? Oh, did you hear that new Justin Bieber album? Oh, did you?
It depends on who you talk to.
Well,
it depends on which crowd you're in.
Okay, no, but think about it this way.
What are you at, a Christian church, a Mormon church, or a Satanist church? One's going to be talking about Panic at the Disco. The other's going to be probably talking about Panic at the Disco too.
No, but listen,
and then one of them is not going to be drinking anything but water.
But here's the thing. Either way,
fill in the blanks of who's who.
Objectively of location. Can you tell me more about our current president's policies, or even our last president's policies, or could you tell me more about the plot of the Avengers movies?
Trump he helped gay people in some way. I don't know. Some like Instagram told me about it from some like weird thing that I looked it up and it was true. Trump did stuff for like job stuff and like a lot of stuff for like African American stuff. And I look that up. I haven't looked up anything for Biden because no one's been like Biden's been good because everyone's kind of been complaining about Biden. But the Avengers, bro. Do you want to start from like the Hulk, like do you want to start from like the stinger at the end of the movies before the Avengers leading up to it, or do we want to start at like Captain America? Or do you want to talk about the contracts that were being made in the Spider-Man films that made it so difficult to even make that universe happen integrated? Do you want to? But either way, where are we starting from the Avengers? Because I can talk about all
exactly. No,
of
exactly.
it.
Because all of it, the content of the movies, the contracts surrounding, the buzz, the excitement, even like the social currency of being cool when you talk about it with your friends.
But
have you seen it yet?
Have you? Wait, yeah. But to clarify, I am a sheep.
We're all sheep. But no, think about it. Just like the value that entertainment holds, even compared next to politics, world news, science news, any of it, is crazy. But yeah, no, coming back to like TV, Criminal Minds, that kind of thing. Do you think shows like that are positive, negative, or just kind of like they're just there, neutral. Doesn't really make a difference either way.
So I'm not gonna say what people should or shouldn't do because.
What do you feel about say you're like binging Criminal Minds? Do you think it's like a good thing for you, a bad thing for you, or like how do you think it affects you personally?
There are like a couple questions in that one question. One that I'm gonna say though, the first one, is it good or bad? I don't know. But in the DSM-5, which is actually, no one knows about the DSM-5. The DSM-5 is it's the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of like mental health or something like that. And it actually goes over it's the clinical textbook for mental health. No one knows about it, but everyone knows about mental health. So I don't know. But in the book used by literally all like doctors and treating like a bunch of like bad crap, it's interesting that when they break it down, especially in dealing with trauma or dealing with people who have things that negatively affect them moving forward in life, it actually makes a distinction that things experienced in photographs or through media does not actually count towards any traumatic diagnostic or diagnosis, or however you say it. So in a way, the doctors say we don't give a crap because it doesn't matter. But when you have brains and people, and even different people who perceive things very differently, and oftentimes in mental health and mental like illness, that can mean many, many different things for many people. People don't perceive the same things the same. And a lot of people don't understand that. And so when you have things as extreme as Criminal Minds where people can get legitimately get ideas, learn to I know how to do a lot of stuff on Criminal Minds because like I have family in law enforcement, and I also like do a lot of stuff with like engineering and robotics personally. And the amount of detail that it goes into, they go literally right up to the line, even in like chemical compounds of how to make things or how to do things certain ways. They go right up to the line, but they don't go beyond it. But it kind of gets weird, like how far is too far? Because if you're giving literally people a playbook of how to chemically like build a bomb, like that's season 2, like episode 1, season 2, and I'm like, what? Like you're literally giving this information out. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Or even take and this is not like a good or bad, cancel or endorse.
Should we cancel Criminal Minds because of the hot dude?
No, but even think about it. It's very interesting to me, I think, since even Criminal Minds, like all these shows that like go so deep into that stuff.
One step further though, have you remember the show Mythbusters, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was an episode of Mythbusters where either someone tipped them or they found a myth online that said, hey, you can make a really, really powerful bomb using like home stuff. I don't know, like stuff you didn't need to actually go anywhere to really find. And they tested it, filmed a whole episode. They found it so effective when they did their testing. They took it to the U.S. government. The U.S. government used their research. They destroyed every trace of film. They contracted everyone to secrecy because of how intense that information was, that they couldn't even put it on TV. And they put a lot of stuff on TV. They show how to do a lot of stuff.
I didn't even know about that episode.
But that's like a whole and no one does, because like you don't look up Mythbusters on Wikipedia unless it's 2 a.m. and you're just...
I have looked up Mythbusters. I've looked up so much
you gotta go really far down.
Wikipedia's a rabbit trail sometimes, but anyway.
No, but it's crazy because like even Mythbusters, like the people who are like, yo, let's show you how to like blow up your house with a toaster like Jason Bourne, and it actually works. At the same time, they'll be like, yo, we're gonna give this to y'all, destroy everything, and we're not gonna air this episode that probably make us a lot of money.
But then even like
so
now,
I don't know. Criminal Minds can do it, but they can't. But it's like a certain line. Where is that point? I don't know.
But take even the past 5 years and the enthrallment and the infatuation.
People like stuff blowing up though.
But even the infatuation, not even with just explosives, but like
I don't know, death, shooting.
Take Ted Bundy.
If we're talking about Euphoria, we can have a whole conversation on Euphoria, 13 Reasons Why, whatever. But the thing is, the same argument saying, oh, this is so messed up. Like chicks slitting their wrist on camera without a trigger warning. Like that stuff is messed up, but it also happens. So where do we start the conversation and where do we end it?
And so what about even
Can we even end it? Probably. I don't know.
And what do you think
Probably
about,
not,
what do you think of the growth of... starting with even like the Ted Bundy documentaries and interest, because I watched those and I watched the movie.
But we also don't want history to repeat itself.
But then at the same time, they continued to make more and more and more. It seems like more and more Netflix documentaries, Hulu, all this about killers, and there's just so much like interest in like death and killers in the minds. And I agree, like it's very interesting to know the minds behind, just to see like I like to see the progression of a story. So seeing how a normal person becomes like this depraved thing. But at what point do you think it becomes negative? Not that we're ever going to become depraved, but at what point do you think it weighs on us? Or even 13 Reasons Why, any shows like that, to the point of like being so interested in like our choice matter being like death, and like, when there's so much of it being, when they're all based on real stories, when it's all stuff that's currently happening, how much do you think can be justified giving it in our entertainment? I'm not saying draw any lines. Everyone should draw their own conclusions. I'm not condoning or endorsing anything. I'm just saying I think like it's worth thinking about kind of how entertainment and society are kind of bouncing off of one another nowadays. And it's kind of hard to say across the board that real life doesn't affect entertainment, and entertainment is not affecting real life.
I'm not trying to.
It's a very intricate, complicated topic, but it's just interesting to think about how those trends have gone lately.
But like, I like to take. I don't. Not all the time, but when I have things that I like to like stretch or push, I like to always push it to the extreme, because if you can see like a very like big, like. If you can what is it? What gets measured gets managed. Is that a thing? I mean, it's like I like to take it, make it very extreme, blow it up, make it big. If it's small, make it big. That being said, like on your like point about like how far is too far, I don't know. It's movies, it's film, it's whatever, it's people, emotions, whatever. But it's kind of interesting taking it back in like film, The Exorcist, that old like 70s film, like the original, I guess like original one with the chick who's like I haven't seen it, but like. In that movie, like that's the one of the scariest, if not the scariest movie like of all time. That's like been rated by all the people, like Roger and Ebert. All the people say that movie is scary as crap. Mm-hmm. But that being said, even when they were making the movie, a lot of really weird stuff was happening. Yeah. And then when the movie came out, like people were having miscarriages in the theater, people were passing out, vomiting. They some states made actual laws that would fine, if not arrest, people who let kids into the movie without an adult, or maybe even with an adult. I don't know. It was just very rough stuff. That's even like how far is too far, especially when you're dealing with like spiritual like crap. Yeah, I don't know, because people believe in like ghosts and stuff and aliens, but then they're like, yo, like the Vatican, bro, was like The Exorcist is the most accurate representation of demonic crap. And then people are like, yo, let's line up for blocks and watch it. And it became a smash freaking hit.
Or even like Poltergeist. I don't know. Poltergeist too.
Oh, it was PG. That scared people.
I love Poltergeist. Like that's a great.
Have you seen it?
It's a great movie.
Oh, it's like Spielberg, right?
It's very Spielberg. And that's why I love it.
Yeah.
But though, even in the production of that movie, I don't remember if it was during the movie or after the movie was made.
Oh,
but like
the weird stuff that happened.
Several of the people like died, and so like,
and like the like one of the little girl got like dragged down by something, right? And then it was like something like that. Like animatronic,
and she died like before she was even like an adult. She died like 17, 18, 19.
Oh, that's not a sheesh, but dang.
No, and it's like, okay, well, sure, yeah, okay. There's no such thing as ghosts, no such thing as demons, like whatever.
That's like, a lot of weird coincidence, bro. And when coincidence doesn't make normal people cap, do you even call it coincidence? But I don't know.
It's also like I even
there's
know
a lot of weird coincidences.
I even
in
know
the
people
world.
personally. I know people personally that have had stories of that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's just it's very hard it's very hard to just entirely discredit anything supernatural or spiritual, because it's hard to digest because you don't see it.
No, but people love it though.
It's not
people gravitate towards it. Right. Like Buffy, Supernatural. Like, I was watching Split earlier today. I didn't even finish it yet, but like even that, it's like it teeters that line of like what's psychology and what is like the beast, because we don't know the beast, but it's like climbing on walls and like it's super strong. Like
and like what does it mean to be
that
like
an alien, or is that like sus like space?
And we've talked about this before, even like how. Biochemical, like mental, emotional, physical. Where
we only use 30% of our brains, people.
No, but where it crosses over into spiritual and like the deeper and like the self, and like, I don't know. It's just very interesting to think about existence in that way. Not to be too deep, but like
no, but that's
interesting because people are drawn to that concept, and I think I don't think anyone can really like deny the fact that like there's something more to us than just chemicals.
Well, here, think about it like this.
Synapses.
Think about it like this. People are weary of a Christian, but will be intrigued by a Satanist. Like, I don't know what that means. It's literally just people, because I know people. I talk to people. And that's the vibe that most people give off. And my thing is like dichotomy. Like it's a funny word, but like if you're gonna take one side of the coin, you got to take the other. If there's really, really bad crap and you can't explain it and you're intrigued by it, be careful what you're intrigued by. And I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying what I believe. I'm just saying like, just you can't have your cake and eat it too unless you're Marie Antoinette, right?
I don't know if she was she the lemon cake?
No, that's Fallout. I'm pretty sure that's what Fallout Boy told me.
Bro,
dude, I get
we read about all that in the history books.
No, but Fallout, dude, Pete wins. Dude, whoever writes it, the emo dude, he writes the music, and then the other dude with the hat is like, I'm gonna sing.
He's not the lead singer.
Which one? No, he screams.
I don't know. Fallout
Pete wins.
Boy.
No, not Pete Davidson.
Pete.
No, that's the dude that almost married Ariana. And then he messed it up somehow. I know it. That dude did not almost marry Ariana Grande, and then he just goofed. He goofed, like, cause that man is desperate, and we all know it.
Pete, if you're watching this, bro, I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. I don't know. He's got more money than me. He's chilling.
We saw you on the roast of Bieber. It was amazing, yo. You're hilarious,
dude. He wasn't. I didn't like it that much. The roast of who was Snoop Dogg?
Snoop was crazy. If you guys have seen the roast of Justin Bieber, I think it was a long time ago, but I remember Snoop was funny.
I watched it. I watched it censored, so I don't know how. Yeah.
Talk about a man who's like longevity, bro. Who beat the main game is now just doing side quests. Snoop Dogg, bro.
Dude, when I saw him, I watched that movie Mac and Devin Go to High School.
I was there. We both watched it.
Dude,
great movie.
Dude, I have so many friends, dude. I do so many things with so many people.
I can't keep track of who I watch.
Dude, I'm not like, I watched this movie with you, Elijah. I'm like, I watched this movie, Mac and Devin, and it just showed Snoop can't act worth crap, but that's the point. Neither
can Wiz. You don't watch anything with Snoop Khalifa, Wiz Khalifa, or Snoop Dogg for the acting. It's for the vibe.
No, I think in that movie, like, I think they had a little bit of like weed in that movie, that Mac and Devin movie.
I think they did.
But apparently they were smoking actual weed the entire time.
I don't doubt it.
And if you're doing like multiple cuts, multiple like shots,
takes,
and you have you're gonna need multiple tokes for multiple takes. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but like their lungs, that's why they rap, because they probably can't sing that well anymore. I don't know, but like they're still making money balling, and Snoop's old, bro.
Yeah,
he looks like a stray dog.
He's up there
just because he's a stray dog. He's Snoop Dogg.
He about to go to the pound.
He went Snoop Dogg.
He about to get
Snoop Lion, Stray Lion, Stray Dog.
Snoop Stray. No, but now you know what's gonna happen. Snoop Stray is about to get taken up by that dog catcher from those mid 2000s dog and cat movies. Then he's gonna say. Hairball.
Dude, and then they're gonna take his ashes. When they have his ashes, they're probably gonna put it onto some weed and make it Snoop strain. Dude, you're literally gonna be smoking Snoop Dogg's ashes in someone would probably do it too. They're probably gonna sell it for like some charity for like weed related research. I don't want to think about a world without Snoop Dogg. I don't want to. Because dude, when Snoop dies, bro, who do we have left of the OGs other than like Dre? Like, dude, Nipsey's out, bro.
Yeah, no,
we have Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. They're like gonna be the next gen, like, dude. Like X-Men, like
they're the ones who got passed. They got passed the baton.
Yeah, dude.
That West Coast.
But who's under them though? Like, who do we have? Like what? Like. Right now, Juice is out, unfortunately. Sadly. Rest in peace.
Bless up.
Like, dude, they're all dying. Like, for real. Like, okay,
rap game's a dangerous place.
Dude, 24K Golden's kind of popping. He lived in LA. He lived apparently at the frat house, like, a couple doors down. I'd go to, like, Starbucks and I'd be like, 24K, you in there? Not actually, but, like, it's just weird. Like, in LA, everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone knows everyone. Which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but
it's a crazy world. All that to say,
dude, I don't know how much time we're on.
What are we at? We're 42 minutes in. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to wrap it up. But all that to say, Hairball,
unedited, uncut. That's
Tiger Talks raw and uncut.
That could be the first episode.
Tiger Talks raw and uncut.
Bro, no.
Raw XD. That's about all the time that we have for the first episode of Tiger Talks. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you for staying and listening. Big respect.
Big ups.
Big ups to you. Go check out Jonah Cortez on YouTube, at the Jonah Cortez on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Go check me out on YouTube, Elijah Cortez, and at the Elijah Cortez, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. And also stick around for more episodes of Tiger Talks. We're going to be interviewing a lot of people, talking about a lot of different stuff. And every single day, I will be wearing my Tiger shirt. So stay fierce. We'll see you next time.
All right,
this is because we promised you guys.
Wait, I'll go.
For minor, the styles are beyond. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. That one's for free.
Drop the bass.
That's gonna be fun to edit.